Y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. What's up, y'all? Hey man, listen. Where y'all at? Family League. Where are y'all at? Y'all know y'all supposed to be on this session at 4:30. Where y'all at? We gonna give them just like a few minutes to kind of start rolling in to check in before we officially get started. But yeah, Family League. I see my people on here. What's up, Keon? How you feeling, yo? What's up, Beyonce? What's up, Tanner? Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. This is such an important conversation. I really don't want to get started without my family league people on here. Let me do a quick little check right fast just to make sure my people is coming. Hey, Asita, I know I messed your name up, but you know this between us. What's up, Marta General? I'm about to just make sure my people was good on the other end because we got a fire session today. And it's one of those important sessions where our adult supporters really get to hear directly from our young people in terms of what we need. And y'all know the pandemic done took over everybody's life. So we're going to focus specifically on the pandemic. What's up, Fierce? I know I'm saying that wrong, yo. I'm so sorry, yo. But what's up? We here with it. So it's all good. We here with it. What's up, Big 16? How you feeling? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. They might be trying to trickle on y'all. They might be trying to trickle on. We ain't gonna wait for too long. Maybe about 3 more minutes or so, and then we're going to go ahead and get started because we only got a little bit of time and the conversation is too important. What's up, Tima? How you feeling, Tima? Good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute, y'all. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. And y'all, I'm super proud of the heartbeats that we got representing us today. Neon say I miss you more, y'all. I miss you more. But y'all, I'm super proud of the heartbeats that we got with us today because talk about growth. Like y'all about to see the definition of growth and talk about just being able to like step up and level up. And like this is what it's all about. And one of my people, y'all, wait till he tell y'all what he got going on. We're gonna save that, but he got something going on. Just know that he do. What's up, yo? Asita, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling blessed. And look, Asita, you know you can relate because you about to be part of that year-round situation. Yo, when I tell you it was a struggle narrowing down our final roster because we got so many good heartbeats who are doing amazing things in Baltimore. And it was just so hard. Unfortunately, we got a limited amount of spaces, but Asita, we squeezing you in there. We got you in there. Y'all, I'm gonna give my family league people about 1 more minute, y'all. And then that's just about to be it on that, y'all. About to give them 1 more minute. Hey, Ma, y'all see my mother popping up in here. Y'all see her popping up in here. We gonna give them 1 more minute, y'all, and then I'm gonna go ahead and really get into what we are gonna talk about. Then we gonna get our heartbeats on here, y'all, because you already know that's like the favorite part when we get our heartbeats on here to really talk and share their wisdom. Finn, what's up, Finn? Somebody asked Finn when his next workout session. If y'all not on his workout session, and if any of my family league people, y'all starting to join, y'all want sessions at y'all schools, at y'all staff meetings, y'all team meetings, y'all want fitness sessions, that's the man to holler at. I'm just trying to tell y'all. What's up, V? Good to see you. Ain't seen you in a minute. How you been, Raquel? What's up, Kels? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, y'all. We officially, excuse me, y'all, my little throat. We officially done gave them 5 minutes grace period. So we're going to go ahead and get started, y'all. We got a great conversation lined up. And if y'all were with us a few months ago, 8 cows, you already, then, then y'all might remember we talked about this topic of what do youth want adult supporters to know post pandemic. We've been living in this pandemic world for like over a year now, and it's been tough and rough on everybody globally, not just in Baltimore, in general. And getting back to like some of our normal situations and all that, like everybody hasn't been able to like get there, but there are supports. There is some help, and more importantly, there are a lot of adults who really want to be a part of making sure that there's a positive transition in terms of establishing relationships and just being able to support young people as a whole. And most of the folks who are going to be joining us today, when they make their way to the session, all of them are leaders in our school system. So it's very, very, very important that sometimes we take that step back and we listen to what our young people have to share with us about things that they want. And not just listen so that we can respond, but really listen so that we can understand and so that we can take some of what they're saying and put that into our best practices in terms of how we work. And I guarantee you, y'all, if you approach these type of conversations with an open mind, you will be able to create stronger relationships with young people. You will be able to create better culture and working environments when it comes to young people. So I'm excited about this conversation. Cam, what's up? Chaos Smoothies. Donisha, what's up? Hey, Donisha, where your folks at? Where is your folks, Donisha? Donisha, I feel like you like the only person on here that's supposed to be on here. Everybody else just on here just because they just want to be on here, a part of the conversation. But I feel like you the only person that's supposed to be here that's here. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, send out the back call. Tell all the Family League people to get here. Hey, Miss Amy. Miss Amy is here. Y'all, shout out to Miss Amy, y'all. Miss Amy is the reason that we even get to do this kind of stuff because she trusts our heartbeats. She trusts us as a unit with what we do. And she graciously invited us to be able to do this. So, all right, y'all, without any further ado, let me start getting our heartbeats on here. Y'all already know what time it is. Blessed. Neon say.
Hey, Miss Joni.
Finn. What's up? How y'all feeling?
Good.
I'm good.
Good. Good.
Good, 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 good. Well, thank y'all so, so much for just agreeing to be a part of this conversation and to share your thoughts and share your insights and your experience. I know that it's not always easy to like share your stuff in this type of setting, but I appreciate you guys for just being open and willing to talk with us today. So, y'all, full transparency. I pretty much met y'all during the pandemic, right? Like y'all was introduced to Heart Smiles during the pandemic. Is that true? Or am I lying?
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
so so y'all getting like real live building relationships during the pandemic and basically how to keep those things going. So I'm very, very, very excited for this conversation. So first thing, can we do some introductions? And when y'all do your introductions, can y'all give us like your name, your age, your grade, and tell us like one reason why you said yes to me when I asked you if you would share your perspective on this topic. And Neonce, we can start with you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name Naija. I'm 18. I'm a 12th grader. And the reason why I choose this topic because this topic was a big impact on me. And I just haven't really a lot to say about this topic. It's really just really messed me up, this pandemic. So
Mm, that's real. Thank you, Neon. Say, Bless, we gonna go with you. We loving the hair, by the way.
Thank
Can
you.
you can you give us your intro?
Okay. So my name is Bless Wallace. I'm 14 years old. I'm in the eighth grade. I'm also excited for high school, and the reason why I said yes to this topic, because I just think that it's important that people should know, like, um, like it's been a rough year or so, and like we need to just like stay put, stay, have confidence, and just build, put each other together, and hold each other together and stuff like that. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Bless. And Finn, why you say yes to me, man?
What's up, I'm Finn. Um, I'm 18. I graduated last year, well, this year in May. And I say yes to this topic because I feel like the pandemic definitely changed a lot of my plans. Like, I had so much I thought was lined up before the pandemic happened, and I had to completely readjust what I planned on doing, and it kind of hurt a little bit. So I wanted to talk about it and touch on my perspective of things.
Thank you so much, y'all. Very important. So as we know, like the world was impacted by the pandemic. It wasn't one person living that wasn't touched by this thing. So as much as you're comfortable sharing with us, can you let us in on exactly how your life was impacted by the pandemic? And we can go in the same order. So Neon, say if you're comfortable going first, we can go with you.
okay, so my life was impacted by that pandemic is because I wasn't doing good in school. My mental health was off track. I wasn't myself. Like I was doing things like that I wasn't doing before the pandemic. I just wasn't myself. The pandemic really brought me down. Like I was just then I like being stuck in a house and I was just thought I was losing my mind.
Thank you. Sorry to hear that.
Um, I would say the pandemic would impact my life. Um, Also would like to agree with you. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry if I say it wrong, but um, my mental health was not as it wasn't good, and it got worse to the point where I just started being on medication. And I was like mostly away from my mom, and um, it really hurt me to see like a lot of people have died from it, and I could have been the one or one of my family, and I wasn't able to see friends, and I mostly lost them, so we're not really like close. So yeah, that's why it impacted me.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Bless. Thank you. And was the last thing you said, Bless, that you lost friends during the pandemic?
No, not like to the virus, but just everybody went their separate ways, and just moved on.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. Finn.
So one way my life was impacted by the pandemic is I had, like I said, I had a lot of plans. I wanted to do sports. Like it really impacted my sports because coming out of my 11th grade year, almost getting the states in wrestling, and then my 12th grade year was big for me because that's a lot of the years that wrestlers get scouted. Like you build up your stats, you get scouted 11th and 12th grade year, and that really impacted me because I wasn't able to have a season, and with the medical conditions of my mom and everything, she had cancer before. It's and like me risking wrestling or going out and trying to get in all the extra events would possibly put her health at risk. And the pandemic really stopped a lot of those plans because I wasn't able to have the high school career I wanted. And it also made me feel like I was kind of trapped in a way, trapped in
Mm.
the house all the time, trapped because like it's hard like seeing your friends every day and then going to school, and then of course you get your regular summer break, but when it's time to go back to school, you still in the house trapped like where you was. So it's kind of hard going through that.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Now, for my family league people, this next question definitely is going to yield some answers that you might have questions about. So please feel free if you have questions for any of the heartbeats, put those questions in the chat, and we will happily, gladly address those questions. So the next thing that I want to know from you guys is considering how your life was impacted by the pandemic. If you could just pick one thing, just one thing that you would want all adult supporters in your life to understand, what would be that one thing that you would want them to understand? Neon say?
One thing is don't, even though the pandemic was hard, don't give up. Find some activities to keep yourself motivated from being down. It just find things that will keep you occupied from not letting yourself be depressed or your mental health.
Okay. And would you say that that's true too with them supporting like the youth that they work with, because all of them work with young people too and they trying to figure out ways to
Yes.
support them?
You can find some activities that keep your mind away from the stuff, and just do some fun activities that will keep your mind off of it. It just, or just like mm, just like communicate with the young people and just like tell them like it's gonna be hard, but you're gonna get through it, and just keep yourself motivated. Keep and just have positive energy.
Like that energy, definitely. All right, Bless.
Um, One thing I would tell them is that things change, people change, and you have to, whether you like it or not, just accept it and move on, because a lot of people during this pandemic, a lot of people have outgrew, um, and they weren't what they're not the same person they were 5 months ago, or something like that, and um, they're going to keep changing over time. Though it doesn't matter how long this pandemic will be, like how long it lasts. But that's like the most important thing you should know. That is things not going to be the same. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you, Bless. Hey, Cam calling out family league. Yo, where y'all at?
I'm gonna touch on something similar to Bless. Like, I want them to understand that these teenage years, going into high school, like you really figuring yourself out in these years, and graduating high school, like you figuring out what you want to do in life, and you figuring out your character really. And we got to do it differently than how a lot of other people were able to experience it, because they were able to venture out and do things while we got to worry about looking around the corner, making sure we got our mask on because we don't want to get nobody or spread nothing that we got. So it's just, and then we got to worry about getting the vaccines, all that. So it's just hard. So I want them to know that we trying to figure it out, and it's a little bit tougher. So like, have more patience, because sometimes different people might take longer to figure out what they want to do because of how their experiences are. They don't got the opportunities and everything that we used to have.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And and y'all, so can y'all talk a little bit about how y'all were able to like create relationships over the screen? Like, especially because like I didn't see your face like in person for real. And not just me personally, but y'all created relationships with other heartbeats and mentors and all that, just like over the screen through the comment section, basically kind of during this pandemic. So can you talk a little bit about like what factors went into helping to create those relationships? Because I think a lot of adults right now are trying to figure out how do you create those relationships in a virtual space? And then thinking about coming out of the pandemic, like how do we continue to build on it? Go ahead, Neon, say you first.
Okay, for me, communication. Even though y'all know at first I was shy, I didn't want to come up on here. So, but communication is the key, and I think guidance and support, and definitely opportunities and investments. So even though you might be shy, you can still come. Just get out that little bubble. You see everybody else up on here. Just take that chance and get up here and just talk. Express how you feel about anything. Nobody not going to judge you. Everybody on here is still going to love you. Just take that chance.
I'm gonna come back to you, Neon, say because I like what you're saying, but I want you to tell the adults like how do they make it so people want to take a chance? Like how do they create a situation where people like you that's inside your shell want to come out and want to talk? I'm gonna come back to you. Bless, what's your thoughts on that?
I would say that what would I say? I think that like even though it's virtual, everything is even though we do this virtually, and I just think that we learn to build different skills and for like with different people, and we see that we see how people are like we see from their perspective of like how they are and um yeah, just yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, so basically being able to see things from different perspectives and that helps you. Okay. All right, fair.
Can you repeat the question? I got a
Yeah,
little.
yeah, I know you ain't paying us no mind. So so we basically talking about like so what was important and what helped you create those relationships like over the screen, like not meeting somebody in person but just like during the pandemic with everything being virtual.
We got to do back to school now.
Who gotta do back to school night? Hey yo. Oh man. Get,
All right, so the pandemic, building a relationship with a pandemic was definitely different. But a big way that we were able, like, I feel like you can feel positivity, even though you might not be around somebody, you can sense the positivity and the energy people give off in the chat. So just radiating positivity and being consistent. If you show up one time, like a lot of people say it's that first one on Wednesday, it don't come back. We don't really remember them all the time. So building that consistency, always showing up in the chat, always having that positivity, always just wanting to learn, have questions. That's how you build relationships. That's how people figure out your character.
thank you so much. Hey, Miss Amy, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, Santana, thank you so much for that question, y'all. I mean, for that comment. If y'all reading Santana's comment, Santana is 16 too, and she's another person that we met basically like during the pandemic. So thank you so much for that comment, Santana. And Chaos Smoothies, you already know what it is. All right. Neonce, I wanted to come back to you because I felt like what you was talking about was important, but just to kind of narrow it down, can you give some advice from your perspective to an adult that might be listening that's thinking, oh, well, how can I create a space where a person like Neonce that's shy, don't want to talk, can feel comfortable enough to open up and talk and come out of the show? Hey, yo, you want me, yo? We can't hear nothing you saying. Hey, they got us in the ghetto. I'm so sorry, y'all. Hey, yo, we can't hear you. What happened? You can hear us? All right, try to leave and come back. We just gonna go to the next question, y'all. Hey, yo.
What about
Y'all,
now?
there you go. What happened?
I don't know, but I heard y'all the whole time.
All right, whatever you did, leave it just like that. Do you got my question though? You understood what I was
Yes.
asking you? Okay.
Okay, so so for me, all right, so for okay, so when I was watching the sessions, it took me a while to come up on here. So if you, I know you probably thinking like, well, since it's how I'm gonna get up on here and say how well talk get up here and talk to them, and I'm shy. You just gotta, hmm, you just gotta like, okay, the energy was there from day one, and I felt as though like I gotta speak how I feel. I gotta talk to these people. I gotta build communication with these. I have to like be open minded about anything. And it was just like hard for me to come up with at first because like I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get up on here. But Cam, she encouraged me just to like come up here and release, just like do it. Like, yeah, you might be scared and all, but you once you do it, you're gonna feel good, relieved about it. So don't be shy. Just do it. I know it's gonna be hard, but just gotta get out that bubble. Is that good, Miss Zoni?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you, Dion. Say and y'all, the people in the comments, y'all, those are heartbeats. Those are young people too. So please make sure that y'all paying attention to what they saying because Chaos Smoothies is making a great point right here about being around like-minded people and being valued when you share your story. Like such a big deal. I think too many times, especially as adults, like we listening to reply and sometimes we just don't have time to listen to truly understand, but we got to force ourselves to make that time. And Asita, yo, just fill it out and let it go smooth. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So moving on to my next question. And Finn, are you okay, yo? You got to get to the back to school night. Are you good?
Nah, that's my little brother in the other room. They could hear. I guess I had the computer up too loud. They could hear him on the mic, so I had to turn it down.
Okay, we gotta get you some headphones, bruh. All right. So thinking right from your perspective, why did so many young people go dark? Because it was a lot of young people like they was on it, and then as soon as the pandemic hit, didn't hear from them. They was nowhere to be found. Like, why do you think that they went dark? And what, if anything, do you think adult supporters could have done differently to help like those specific people? Neon, say you know you first. Oh my God, we can't hear you though. You gotta just leave it alone. Whatever you doing, you gotta just leave it alone. We can't hear you. All right, get it together. We gonna go to Bless. Bless, did you hear the question or you doing the fin on me?
No, I heard the question. I was just sitting here thinking, but I would say a lot of teenagers went dark, during the pandemic. Like they were very low, because like besides not seeing friends and dealing with school, like they like either they were failing or something. It's just that um they would have things going on, um even maybe they had things going on even before then, that they just couldn't get past, or somebody, or they would not have good relationships with their family members. And it's just like I just want to say that like for the parents or the the adults that are raising kids, just like help connect with um your child, and just be there for them. um don't put them down, because it's just things that we don't tell you, you don't that you don't know about, um that maybe you could have good advice to just give them, and they will feel better and just be closer with each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of great points, Bless. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Finn, what do you think adult supporters could have done differently to kind of help prevent some of those kids from going dark?
Um, One thing that I don't know if it's too much you can do, but you could definitely reach out more. And I feel like a reason they did go dark is because like mental health. That's really it. Like a lot of, like I said, we feel trapped. A lot of us or a lot of young adults don't really know how to act in these situations. They lose hope because they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. They just see pandemic, vaccine, COVID. They see people losing their lives. So a lot of them probably lost hope and went and fell off the grid because they just don't know what to do. But a way that adults could help build more relationships is by just being consistent, but don't force it. Like one thing that a lot of people do is try and force a relationship, and that makes people like want to back off even more. So be consistent, be there, be positive, bring good energy, be a genuine person, but don't force anything onto a person that is not open and willing to build that relationship also.
Yeah, so powerful. Thank you, Finn. Neon, say you back with us?
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes. Oh my God. Thank
Okay.
God. All right. You know
Okay,
what the question
so
is?
huh?
You know what the
Yes, I
question
know
is?
the question is. So one thing they can do is just reaching out and talk to anybody who they think they can trust. And the one thing that I reason why I think the youth went dark because they probably was like already depressed before the pandemic hit or their mental health wasn't all right. And they probably just like how somebody said in the comments, they probably got toxic parents at house and they probably took all that anger out on them and made them distant and stuff because I know that was me. I distanced myself in my room. So just just like it was hard. It's gonna be hard. The pandemic was hard when you can't go nowhere. You trapped in a house, can't do nothing. So for the adults, if you have a child and just listen to them. Don't don't overforce the conversation. Just hear them out and try to work with them and basically hear them out and just help them. Just on give them good advice and just be there for them and just support them through anything, whatever they going through.
Yes. Thank you so much. Y'all, we gotta call. Bless you about to say something?
Oh yeah, I was asking, could I add on? Also, um,
Please.
it could help the adults too. Like it's not just for the for the children, but it probably help them learn new things and see like just learn. You can learn things from your child that could help you while the pandemic is still going. You could just take that with you in the future, and you can help others.
Absolutely. And yo, the chat is on fire. I gotta call out some of these comments because these are young people, y'all. These are heartbeats in the comments giving y'all like priceless commentary. And I'm gonna be cheating a little bit, but if any heartbeat that's in the comments right now and you want the link to get on here to talk with us live, let me know. I'm sending you the link because this stuff is too good. Um, Asita talked about, from my point of view, my parents were stressed. So they took their stress and problems and anger out on me, and it made me distance myself from everything and everyone. Definitely a valid point. Santana said some of them may have been going through something and felt like they was in a very bad space, and going out maybe was the only thing that was keeping things off their mind, and then they ended up falling into that dark space. Very valid. Um, Ma said emotional stress has taken over throughout the pandemic, and being home and also dealing with toxic parents, having self doubt, low self esteem has been hard. Oh man, Chaos Smoothie said it's reactive instead of proactive as far as responding to youth who went dark, but they could be proactive if we all knew what would be coming and we would be able to share love and light. Like all this is so amazing. Finn, do you want to share your comment that you just put in there? And Bless and Beyonce, if it's any comments that stick out to you that you want to respond to, like please do because these are amazing points.
I was just touching on where Cam said the first 2 weeks were crucial as an indicator for the pandemic would be like for the youth. I was just saying, like, I remember those first 2 weeks of school. We was all excited, right? Had this little break coming up, but after the first 2 weeks and we didn't go back to school, it kept getting extended for another week and another week. It started to sink in, like we really stuck in the house and we don't got really nothing to do in the house besides go to school. And I was just getting off for the end of my wrestling season. It was just tough because that's when it really sunk in. Like we really trapped it, and it's not going the way we thought it would go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. That yeah. Beyonce, was you about to say something?
Yes, I was touching on what Finn said, yes, because I was happy when we had them 2 weeks, and that's when I was like, why they keep extending it the time? Like, I started like really questioning, like, why is we getting like more at a time? Other people, they was happy, but I'm like, oh, why? And then when they finally made a decision where we wasn't going back to school, I was like kind of really upset because like, I'm like, I like being in school. Like, I like seeing everybody. I like the school was my happy place. And it really being at home, I like being at home, but like we was in the house for a long time. Like I cannot be in the house for that long. Like I start having anxiety attack. So the pandemic was really messed up for me. So
Yeah. Yeah. So what's most important for you guys like coming out of the pandemic? Like what are some things that you might be struggling with or thinking about coming out of the pandemic? And Beyonce, since you just went, bless, you okay going first this time?
Yes. Okay, come like, do you mean like when it's over or like now, as if the present day?
Well, kind of like now as the present day, because now like y'all going back to school in person, some restrictions are starting to lift.
Um, I would say that I I do be thinking like it's I still kind of I really don't trust it much, but I started liking school more over the pandemic. Like it was more of a safe place than home for me. Because of things going on, but that's mostly what I be thinking in my head. Like I really don't trust it, and like until it's officially over, and I don't um just don't think it's safe. So then, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you. Welcome, Cam. We about to get you in on this conversation. Finn, I definitely want to hear your thoughts real quick on like what are some things that you were worried about or that's like at the top of your mind coming out of the pandemic.
Um, One big thing is just getting back to the not norm, but like getting back to a routine, a schedule to where you allowed to go out. You gotta wake up early now. You can't sleep in. Like I know during school during the pandemic, we was all in the bed on a computer. Now you gotta get up. Now you gotta actually do some work, put some work in. So coming out of the pandemic, I just want everybody to know like you can do it. Like you can get back to your schedule. It might not be easy first, but starting to schedule back up, you can reach out to others, reach out to the older mentors and things like that, and try your best to get back on the right track the way you were at.
Okay. Beyonce, let's see your thoughts on that and then we're gonna get into Cam because Cam was really giving it to us. Oh my god, we can't hear you again, y'all.
can you hear me?
There you go. Thank God. Yes. All right. Just leave it just like that.
I'm so done with this. Okay, so can you say the question again? Because I was
Yeah.
so deep into what Finn was saying.
Okay, fam. Yo, we we talking about like what are some things that you are worried about like as we coming out of this pandemic? Like what are some of the things that you thinking about?
Okay, so um well, some like Bless said, I don't trust it, but like I'm kind of really happy. Like it's really uplifting because if the I don't know what I'll be where I'll be at if the pandemic was still going on. So I'm kind of happy. Like going outside is really was an escape for me. So like I'm glad that it's really uplifting because like now I can just like go outside and like if I'm like feeling down, I can like go take a walk or like go to a park and just like think and just be myself.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Cam, we got to get in to your comments and stuff. So I just want to give you some space real quick to address whichever one that you want to address first. And Ma, I see it. We get into that.
I think I'm gonna touch on the first 2 weeks comments about like it being crucial. I knew that at the beginning, like the first 2 weeks, I remember before the 2 weeks even came, I was at this career readiness program, right? Mind you, right after that, I knew I was going to be at Thriving Thursday. I just knew I was going to be at Thriving Thursday. The instructor for the career readiness didn't come. Mind you, the thing was for 2 hours. So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking like maybe like she got held up. She didn't have she couldn't figure out a way to communicate, stuff like that. Like she didn't come. So I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out where Thriving Thursday. What's going on with Thriving Thursday? I go on Thriving Thursday. Thriving Thursday at the Motor House. I'm like, the Motor House? We be at Blingberg. So, just thinking about going back then, like at first it was really like a period of confusion. It was cool at first, like, everything was fine or whatever the case may be. Like, yes, I get this 2 weeks and they try to call it like out spring break. However, like after the 2 weeks and the extension, it was like, is this how stuff gonna be? Like when is school gonna be back? Because they didn't know how they were gonna do virtual school. And I know in that period, that's probably where people just got lost. Like first 2 weeks, you see there's no school. What's gonna make me want to come back if still things are still not together? Like Baltimore
Mm,
City Public Schools and like other organizations weren't really ready. Like Host Miles, we found a way to adapt. Success sessions was like on go, fast, quick, and in a hurry. We was on success sessions. However, with Baltimore City Public Schools, on the other hand, they didn't know how schedule was going to be, and like if I wasn't who I was and didn't value my education, I probably would have fell off too. Like I knew
mm,
education is important, and even though it may be like all over the place, it still has value. But for the youth that didn't know the value of the education, even though it was a little lackluster during the pandemic, it
yeah.
still had some value and taught you some lessons. So I feel like if we would have been told like that value like consistently throughout school, or like how important it is to keep coming to school, attendance and stuff, without it being something that was just like, I don't know, annoying. Because I know they would say attendance, 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 but they also want to like address things that was going on at home. Why wasn't I coming to school? Like I was just on a thing with High and they were asking about like why youth didn't come to school, why they were having chronic absences, but nobody cares to ask youth what's going on when they don't come to school. Like how were they reaching out to youth that didn't come back after their elapsed period of time that we weren't in school? And that's where y'all got us lost because it was like y'all didn't address the issues that needed to be addressed. Y'all weren't ready.
Mm. Sheesh. You dropped the bomb on us. Wasn't ready. Straight like that. Wow. Yeah, and definitely all valid points. I do want to take just a second to address what Ma is saying because he really putting it out there, and I love how he ended it and said, "I learned my self worth while being in the pandemic." Like, does anybody have any reactions like to that specific comment? Because I've heard some young people say too that the pandemic did teach them a lot in terms of like a good thing of learning themselves. And you want to say you want to start us all? Oh my God, we can't hear you. Bless. This is so ghetto. I'm sorry, y'all. Bless.
Go ahead.
Um.
Oh,
Oh.
yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. So for me, um, in the pandemic, I learned um that I'm more better than I was before in school. Cause people used to always label me as hmm, that I talk too much, or that I just don't. I'm just not a people person, or I'm not that popular. So for me, I really don't be caring for friends because like I always got my family. So like this the pandemic like learned me like friends, just having friends is really not, you don't have to have friends because you can always have yourself. And like self-worth, like just like how Mar said, like I'm better than what the people was saying I was. So yeah.
Mm, thank you. Go ahead, Bless.
I would say that I learned during the pandemic. I say that I grew, like my growth was like mostly mentally, because on top of while I was feeling anxious, or, well, anxiety, or I was depressed and stuff, but I also like learned things. Like I just have these moments where I learned something. It was just random, and I just felt like I just grew, and I didn't even know what it was, and I just, it really made me feel good about myself, and I could, I need to learn. I'm still growing. Like I need to learn to put my my happiness before others.
Mm,
Like so, it's just what I've been dealing with, trying to help others instead of myself. And I know I'm young, but like I can still start at an early age, and that's important. Um, so yeah.
yes, thank you so much. Fam, what about you? You know where we at?
Yeah. So through the pandemic, it definitely could have been upside because just like some people might have fell off, a lot of people might have been able to jump on, been able to catch up because you got so much time to yourself, so much time to develop and learn yourself, where you can get into these programs. Like a lot of people join Heart Smiles during the pandemic, get into these programs, get into these extracurriculars that will feed your brain more. And that could definitely been a way to find yourself, like Mars said, finding his self-worth, like realizing like I can do things, I can be a valuable and powerful asset to any community I join through what I'm doing now. Like, are we doing what we learning, applying what we learned, and learning, preaching positivity really with Heart Smiles, leadership, positivity, and we just being better for the community. So yeah, you get that.
Yes, thank you, fam. Cam.
All right. I feel like with me, I put a lot of different things to the test. People probably would have swore me up and down like before the pandemic, like I was a scheduled person. I wasn't. We came into the pandemic. I started doing the schedules because, like I said, Baltimore City Public Schools wasn't ready, and I knew that we had school. We would go to back to school originally, after a while, but right then I didn't have too much to do until I figured it all out. So I'm like, I gotta start actually being intentional about my time. Like, Hustmar's got success sessions sitting here waiting for me to come to it. So I'm gonna put success sessions on my schedule. I'm gonna put, going to get my nails. I'm gonna put my appointments on my schedule. Figure out different ways to just organize and manage my time. And I'm still getting like organization together, like as far as like physical things too, like, making your bed or making sure that everything organized and stuff like that. But like with schedules and managing my time, I got way, way better with that. Um, I also realized that the people around me, like, does everybody around me deserve to be in my space?
Mm,
Like doing a self reflection or reevaluation of the people that was around me. And sometimes you gotta listen to other people. Like how you listen to you don't really want to listen to your parents about certain people that they just think that's not cool, which not cool for you or not good for you. Like actually listening to the people that were or are good in my life and figuring out what things I need to change or what things I need to address. Because for me, I normally wouldn't say anything about if things would bother me, like with a certain thing or behavior like the other people did to me, and I would just let it fly. But now I'm addressing everything. Like everything need to be said because everything or every negative action don't deserve to be in my space. So I know that I need to be intentional with my time, intentional with the people I spend my time with, and just making sure that I'm actually doing things that align with my goals. Like I always been doing things like being in clubs and stuff and making sure that everything like aligns with my purpose. Like I want to help people. I want to be in a community. Like I still want connection. Like heart smiles is extremely, extremely, extremely important to me. And Miss Joni be like, I'm gonna fall off or whatever the case may be. Spellman still, gonna need me, whatever. Spellman's still gonna be here. I still need to be in Heart Smiles when I'm in Atlanta. So it need to be a way for everything to be virtual because I need to be there. Like just making sure that you build connections with people too. Like Heart Smiles, I feel like I really fell into Heart Smiles once it was virtual. Like I was at Thriving Thursday before that, but like still making sure that I'm doing things that align with my purpose and falling into the things that I really love doing, like Heart Smiles.
No, I love that. Thank you, Ken. I love that. And y'all, so the people who are really trying to like get the information from what we are talking about, like they looking for strategies, right? They want to say, okay, what can I take away from this conversation that I can apply to my work and working with youth? If you had to just narrow down one thing that anybody that's working with youth should be doing as a result of us coming out of this pandemic, like what would that one thing be? Like regardless of whether you working with middle school, high school, whatever, you working with youth, this is the one thing you should be doing. Finn, you look like you ready to go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna say listen, and
Mm.
when I say listen, I don't mean just listen with your ears. Listen with your eyes. Listen with you can tell when somebody is going through a hard time, or they might be a little bit more down than usual, or they're going through other things that the other kids might not be going through. So my thing to leave y'all with is listen. Listen to the youth.
That man ready to leave y'all already. We ain't going nowhere, but yeah. I like that. And y'all heard what he said too. Like listen with everything. So in that too, you got to listen to what's not being said. So thank you so much for that, Finn. Very important. Bless, you looking like you wanted to jump across that little table and let us know. Give it to us.
Can you repeat the question again?
Oh, Finn.
Because he kind of stole my answer.
Yo,
Oh, now he
we gonna
stole
call
your
that the
egg.
fin effect.
I know, right? The all fiction, no facts. Look, here it is. When you thinking about one strategy that people that's working with young people like that they should be doing in light of this pandemic as we come out of this pandemic, like what's one thing that everybody should be doing if they working with young people?
I think what they should be doing is making sure that um the ones making sure that they get like what you're saying. They understand. They could take it with them wherever they go, and just make sure that what you say, what you say to them, you're being positive. You being positive to yourself um, about what you're saying when you say it to them. If that makes sense. Like uh, yeah, basically just make sure you've been truthful about what you say, and we would grow.
Okay, okay. I'm kind of hearing you say like they need to be pouring into young people, like pouring in positivity and good stuff so that you can grow. She's shaking her bush. That's a yes. Neon say one strategy, man, one thing.
Open up. Open up. The reason why I say that is because you can tell, you can, if you feel as though You can share how you feel about anything to these young students and these young leaders. It doesn't have to be something personal. It could be something relatable about anything. Just basically open up how you feel about anything. If you feeling like nervous or stressed, just just tell them how you feel about the situation and just don't be scared.
Mm. I'm hearing you say you want adults to be vulnerable. That's like what I heard. That's what you're saying? Shh,
Yes, yes.
shh. Let me fang you over there. That's why you got that red tent because you on fire. Let me fang you over there. Wow. Wow. Uh, Cam Gotti, what you got for us?
Ayo, mine would be imagine. So imagine you were in the shoes of the students that you are teaching or that you're connecting
Mm,
with. Imagine that you're in their shoes. So really, I'm saying practice empathy. Like I say this on a lot of the things like this, like with Family League and other adults, but like really practice empathy. Like you were a youth once, but were you a youth during this time? Think about all the
mm,
different factors or things that we had to face. Like it's the big worldly issues, but it's also like things that are more intimate. Like think about those traumas that students have faced and like what you would want. Like a lot of times you can ask somebody what would you want, but you can also just try to put yourself in their shoes. Would you want it done to you? Like think about different things, treatment. As far as treatment, like how would you want to be treated if you were in the shoes of the youth that you are teaching or connecting with?
yo. Sheesh. Yep. You were a youth once, but were you a youth at this time? That that's powerful. That that is definitely a powerful thing to just think about. So, my family league people, if y'all on here, I hope y'all got your big notepads out taking big notes because these are precious jewels right here. And Finn, I want you to get into what you put in the chat because that's relevant as well. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
I was just basically into what Nia said when she said be open. Definitely like when you relate to a youth or anybody, you can make them feel like they not alone. So when an adult or a teacher see like they show that they are going through a hard time or they stressed out, you be like, dang, I'm not the only one. It kind of make you feel like you're not alone and somebody else can relate, and you could that will make people want to go to you more too and ask you for help more too, because it's just building a relationship, being vulnerable.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I love that. Thank you. And y'all, without saying any names, have y'all had any experiences like recently with adults where as though you was like, no, this not going to be somebody that I trust, or this isn't going to be somebody that I really work on building a relationship with because of maybe something they did or something that they said like recently? And if
Yes.
so, yeah, okay. Can you tell us what that situation was? You ain't got am out, but can you just tell us what it
Um.
was?
See, you said don't air them out. Hold on, I gotta.
You was ready to step on the gas.
I will. But I mean, it's just something that I didn't like, and like they was just being fake, and I just really didn't like that, and I felt really some type of way, and like they was just basically choosing, basically playing monkey in the middle with the person. So I mean,
An adult was
yes, adult, yes,
somebody that's like a teacher or counselor or something.
yes,
Wow.
like that's adult, like yes, like adult, but I mean, they just hey, they just going to be. My mother said they just gonna be dumb, so I just can't say nothing no more. I'ma just let them learn the whole way. I tried to, but I just
Wow. Wow. And Cam, you look like you got experience. You got one?
I don't really have too much of experience. Mine was the only one that I was thinking about was like as far as business with like communication and stuff. And I mean it's still tied, but like I feel like something common is that adults communication don't be there. Like they expect for us to communicate with them. Like, say for instance, like with teachers, when you can't turn in your assignment or something like that. However, like when it comes to other things that you need some clarification on, uh, something like anything with assignments or anything like that, like it's harder for adults to communicate how they feel about something or anything like that with us, but they expect it from us, but won't be able to give the same thing in return, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like a imbalance for real.
Yeah. I almost feel like you're describing like a power dynamic in terms of authority because I got the authority, you supposed to be doing this. Like and not
Yeah,
that.
and I don't like that. I wanted to be like, I don't know. I don't think it really should be like, why we can't just be like on an equal feel, like an equal playing ground. Like I know, of course, you the teacher and I'm the student, or whatever the case may be. However, still, like we still can treat each other with respect. We still can both communicate. We still can be transparent when needed. Different things like that. So I feel like it just need to be like a equal level playing ground on like how people connect with each other. Like Miss Jones, you're not my homegirl, but like I still like the way that you talk and the way that we talk to you, like it's still respectful, but it also allow us to connect with you too. Like you wouldn't say something on your jewel, right? And behind closed doors, you doing something else. Like you preach what you actually practice, and I don't think like a lot of other adults do that.
No, that's a great point. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bless you was over there shaking your bush, man. Let us know what you thinking because you got something powerful on that mind.
Um, I don't really like feel comfortable sharing because it has something to do with like race. Um,
Mm.
I don't feel comfortable. I'm sorry, but it get me emotional and I don't want to cry on here right now. So
Yeah, no, it's okay. And I mean, I definitely appreciate that. And thank you for bringing up the issue of race because I mean, there are a lot of people trying to connect with young people and they struggling because of that. So we can probably come back and maybe talk about it everybody else if you want to just kind of say like your 2 cents on it, but I want to give Finn first a chance to say if you
Miss
had any
Joni, can I
yeah.
say something real quick? I think that Bless might be wanting to touch on. Like, I think that what might be connected to what she's saying is like teachers and adults need to be like culturally informed. Like, I know a lot of the times in like Baltimore City public schools, especially, like it's diverse teachers, but a lot of them predominantly white, and they don't know about the experiences that we go through. And I know for me, I don't like feeling alienated or like I don't have like a sense of understanding. Like, how sometimes you try to repeat yourself so much as far as understanding and people still just don't get it. Like I
Yeah.
feel like teachers need to really be like informed about like the traumas, like community level traumas, and like the history of like certain races for them to understand and know how to treat us better. But I don't know exactly what Bless is talking about. I just wanted to say maybe some tips for something that might can relate to what she was.
Yeah, absolutely. And hang on to that line of thought because I definitely want to come back to that. I just first want to give Finn an opportunity if you had anything to say about maybe like a recent experience or anything with an adult that didn't go too well.
No, I haven't had any recent experiences with adults.
Okay. All right. Well, jumping back on to what Bless alluded to and Cam kind of expanded on, what are your feelings in terms of like building those relationships with people who are of a different race? Neon say we can go with you and just share as much as you feel comfortable sharing.
Okay, for me, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but when I feel like, okay, some teachers, okay, I'm actually cool with some of my teachers, but it's like particular ones that where they will say like bad like comments about something, and it would throw me off. Like some teachers, they was actually my favorite like teacher, but then when they said something common to another student, it really throws me off. So like race races for me is really a big thing for me because like Like I like some of the kids in my school, like they'll say some racist stuff to like to like me and other students. So like I'll be giving teachers no chance. So I just what I gotta do, what I gotta do in school, just say hi, thanks for my work. What are we doing today? And to go about my day.
Mm, mm, mm. What about you, Fen? Did you want to touch on that subject?
Yeah, connecting with different races is like at the end of the day, we are humans. So if we said something about their ancestors or what they had to go through, they wouldn't want us to. If we just relate, like, and they can't relate to the struggle, but like they can relate with the feelings, and I really just be human at the end of the day. Know that we go through things, especially like being in the inner city. I know they go through a lot with all the crime and everything, the generational trauma that has been going on. So just try and relate best as you can and listen. Like I said, listen. Cam said, imagine. So just relate and try and be empathetic to what people are going through. And no matter what race you are, you can uh you can try and understand what people are going through.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And Kim, I'm gonna come right back to you because I want to get your thoughts on closing out like this part, especially in terms of like thinking about like what can people do if there is a cultural barrier if they trying to get over that barrier. But Bless, I want to give you an opportunity. I mean, you don't have to talk about the situation that makes you uncomfortable, but like if it's something or like some piece of advice that you would give to like teachers or counselors who are of a different race trying to connect with people, like what would you want them to know about how they should go about doing that?
Um, I don't really, I don't really have like advice for that. Like, but I just want to say like, I think a lot of people don't realize, like even with the pandemic, I don't think a lot of people would realize that that was just a pandemic. Like people will forget about um like race or like not forget about race. Like they forget um like how diff- how black people or um just how they were treated, how we were treated differently from them. I'm not explaining it. It's just I don't know how.
Okay, you're doing good. Put it in a chat if you want, if that's easier for you, because your thoughts are definitely valid. And like you being the youngest on here, like 14, like we really need to know like what you're thinking because it helps us to be better when we working with other 14, 15-year olds. So while she doing that, Cam, can we come to you for just some closing thoughts on just like overall like what you would say to people who are like battling those type of barriers?
Honestly, when you asked that, I automatically thought about Miss Caitlin. Like Miss
Oh,
Caitlin, I don't know whatever she do, but everybody need to do what Miss Caitlin do because Miss Caitlin she makes sure that she well informed about like current day issues, things that's going on right now. Um, so maybe Miss Caitlin can lead them through a training. Somebody book Miss Caitlin for a training if she not too busy
but this,
on informing y'all about cultural issues. Because Baltimore City Public Schools is predominantly black, so she know a lot about that. And I mean, you can also get some, teachers that know a lot about, black history to teach teachers too. Because sometimes it's good to hear it from somebody that is a part of a community that you're in. Like we can teach some part too, like from a youth perspective, and let her know like some boundaries as far as what you can say and what you can't say. Because I was seeing things on Instagram like with teachers being like disrespectful as far as like the George Floyd situation, like trying to like mimic how he was when he couldn't breathe and different things like that. Like those things are unacceptable. So figuring out like different trainings that could keep teachers up to date about what's going on currently with black students and even some other minority students as well, because it is some more diverse, but I know Baltimore City Public Schools is predominantly black. So I would figure out how to just be up to date and current on things. And I know one time I had a teacher. I'm not gonna say his name because I guess that's not the right thing to do. But he was we were talking about one of the current situations because we did have a lot of different things going on with police brutality and things like that, and like with the Capitol being stormed and everything like that, and like comparison if one race did it rather than another race did it, and like we were on a class and like he cried talking about the situations that we were going through, like really just putting himself fully in our shoes and how we would feel about the things that we were going on. And it didn't seem like nothing like a pity party or like something like where he was trying to get sympathy from us, but something where he thinks like he really put himself in our shoes. And like that day we took the day off like from doing schoolwork and just to kind of like think about the current events, things that's going on currently. So just trying to really everything is really surrounding empathy and figuring out if you want to be choose to be ignorant or you want to be like a person that's going to choose to actually inform yourself about things that's going on that can impact your students.
Yes, I love that. And empathy is the foundation of all strong relationships. So thank you so much for bringing that to the forefront. Neon say,
Okay, so one thing, some teachers play favorite. I noticed that a lot. Like a different race, they will play favorites on. Like I think so one time I was going to a Catholic school. Um the teacher didn't she always didn't like me, but she always liked the other student, and we was a different type of race, and they was just like playing sizes. Like I ain't never do nothing. If I talk I get in trouble, but the other person talk, then I'm getting in trouble. So the teachers they play sizes sometimes.
thank you so much for that. Yeah, I wish we had more time to really dig into like that side of it. We really only got like 3 minutes left, and I still got to get y'all jewels real quick. And I want to read Bless comments that she put in the chat, y'all. She put, I think a lot of people forgot about racism ever since the pandemic because either someone is saying some false facts or information, and anybody will believe what that person is saying. They just don't want us to know the truth behind the history. They think just because a global sickness has captured everyone's attention, nobody would ever remember racism and how it affects people, each person's feelings. They want us down with them because they themselves aren't educated. So thank you so much, Bless, for taking the time to write out your feelings. We really appreciate it. Y'all, I need 10-second jewels from everybody, and then I gotta let y'all go, and then I gotta close this thing out. Bless, we're gonna start with you since you gave us those powerful words real quick. Give us one jewel to leave on with.
One thing I would leave y'all with is to be consistent and think think about your future. What plan?
You want the adults to think about their future. All right.
No, no, no. Like youth ambassador. No. You know us. Yeah, people like me.
You want the adults to help the youth to think about their future. I got you. Yeah, she's shaking that bush. That's what it is. Uh, Neon say, leave us a jewel for our adult supporters that's working with youth.
Never search your happiness in others. It will always make you feel alone. Searching in yourself, you will feel happy even when you are left alone.
Okay, so our adult supporters need to feel happy when they working with youth.
Yes.
All right, I love it. Finn, let's go. What you got for us? We can't hear nothing you saying. First, you wasn't paying us no mind. Now we there. You go.
Alright, so my jewel is to learn. Um, Take something from every encounter. Everything you do, you can learn something from. So, like Miss Joni said, I hope y'all was taking y'all notes today and just learn something from what we was telling you, because everything, even if it's one thing, can be valuable for what you did next.
Absolutely. Thank you. Cam, do the mic drop on us.
My jewel is it's nothing wrong with sharing a little bit of love and light. Like it's so many negative things that's going on right now. But if you can be that little beam of positivity, like you never know, like just how a smile can impact somebody, or just saying, "Ooh, you look nice today," or keep up the good work, or whatever the case may be. Just share a little bit of love and light, and it'll probably go a long way.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all, this was amazing. My family league family, don't go nowhere yet. I know we right at our time. I need y'all for about 2 more minutes. But thank y'all, Heartbeat, so much. I'll see y'all in a little bit.
See you.
All right. Y'all, was that not amazing? Y'all got jewel at the jewel at the jewel dropped on y'all from these heartbeats. So I hope that y'all was taking big notes. I know that some of it, parts of it probably seemed like it was like a little bit all over the place, but like if you was really listening to understand, remember we said that at the beginning, if you were listening to understand what the heartbeats were saying, they were really giving you from a youth perspective and really baked in some key things that we can all take with us in our work and working with young people. Thank you so much, Santana. And I know a lot of people were thinking, oh, Joni, heart smells so great, heart smells so good, da, 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 da. What can we take from that? I want to be able to give everybody the formula and lie to y'all not. The secret is the culture. That's it. The secret is the culture. So I got a couple of things, a couple of notes that I just kind of wanted to end on that will hopefully help you guys put together what you heard from the young people and what we are doing in the background as adults to create the type of culture that produces the results that we just talked about. So the first thing is, y'all, get y'all big pens out to take these big notes. The first thing is, don't overthink your choices and your decisions. Allow your relationships with youth, allow it space to grow organically. If you're trying to force a relation or force something onto a young person, like, yo, it's a no-go every single time. It's never going to happen. The more you try to go right, the more they're going to want to go left. The best type of relationships that you can have with any young people, is relationships that are organic and they are able to basically have the freedom of choice on whether or not they want to deal with you. So be mindful of creating that space. The second thing is understand that the pandemic has impacted each of us uniquely, and it's impacted everyone, especially youth. And youth aren't always going to verbalize what they are thinking or what they are growing through. Your job is to simply be there, even if I utter a word. You know how many times we've sat in silence times with people just because they just needed to know that somebody was there. Just because we are the adults, y'all, just because we have the experience doesn't automatically give us the right to push our advice or to push what we are thinking and push our thoughts and logic onto them. No, no, and no. We should be first creating that space that we talked about for them to have choice, but then also um, asking permission, like when we want to give our thoughts and when we want to give our advice and lend whatever experiences, like if they aren't coming to you asking for it, then you got to assume that they don't want it, and you got to create space and allow them to be able to say, yes, I would like for you to share that with me, or just simply ask permission. Is it okay if I share my thoughts, if I share my ideas? Because again, when you get into trying to force feed, all they gonna do is throw it up, and then everybody done wasted their time, and we've gotten no closer to creating that authentic relationship. And then the last thing, y'all, the last thing that I want to leave you with is, don't give in to that urge of just trying to fill dead air. Like when you build a healthy organic relationship, it's no room, it's no reason for you to cramp the whole room with just your voice. If you doing most of the talking, then you probably doing it wrong, yo. You got to make plenty of space for young people to express themselves however they see fit. And that's not going to always be in a way that we find is acceptable. Now, I'm not saying let them cuss you out. Absolutely not. But like, you do have to give some space and some grace to allow people, especially young people, to express themselves in a way that feels comfortable for them. And sometimes you're not going to get it all in one shot. Sometimes it takes a couple of conversations to work through whatever the issue is. And rushing somebody through their feelings is not ever going to get you there. So asking plenty of open-ended questions and you being able to step back so that our young people can step up is definitely the way to go when it comes to creating that type of culture. So I just gave y'all three of the top ways that we create the type of culture that we have here in Heart Smiles Family League. People, it was a blessing to be here with y'all. This session was amazing. Thank you so much, Santana. Thank you, Neonce. I love this session as well. And thank you so much for our heartbeats who came here and shared their experiences with us. Bless, Finn, Neonce, Cam, Gotti jumped on in fourth quarter. Yo, if y'all have any questions after this, y'all know how to reach me. Y'all can definitely feel free to reach out to Miss Amy or reach out directly, and I'll be happy to answer any questions or talk through anything that you guys want to talk through. So with that, I'm out of here with Family League, and y'all already know, yo, 6 o'clock sharp, we right back here on live for Thriving Thursday because we talking about emotional intelligence tonight. So I can't wait for that conversation. I see your heartbeats back in a few. My Family League people, I see y'all next week, yo. I'm out of here for now.